So if you see this here, fetching cluster endpoint and auth data, it's successfully authorized. Then once running of this command, kubeconfig entries automatically generated here. So once here, let's check that whether my Nginx controller is properly deployed or not. Let me, because I'm also checking one more time, because just now I logged into my cluster, right? I would like to check my deployments on my English controller cluster here. So for that, kubectl get my deployments, whatever I have done, -n means name of my ingress. So let me check the output here. Deploy spelling wrong. Deployments. Pretty showing English NGS controller is ready one by one. One of one means we have one Nginx controller is installed here. So the status is showing up and running. I mean, it's showing this kind of readiness. Okay. So let's take my IP address of this. Then we can check the whether Nginx is available or not. So for that purpose, I need to check my services. kubectl space get space services of my Nginx. Nginx. Yeah, if you see here, my Nginx controller is having the external IP address here. So let's check. So in the browser, yeah, Nginx is up and running, but still we are getting 404 error here. Why? Because there are no English controller objects here. We have installed Nginx, but we haven't assigned the backend applications here. For this particular English object, we haven't assigned any kind of a backend kind of a applications here. So still we have to append our applications here. Then we can start another application like a hello app. And second application is where I can try to deploy in this particular cluster here in order to attend backend kind of objects into my Nginx control here. So let's go back to my console. Let me clear my screen here. And the first thing is I need to deploy my first hello app deployment. For that, this command is common. Already we are using this command. Create deployment, spelling wrong. So kubectl space, create space, deployment space, my application name along with my container name. So image is equal to Google Container Registry. That is nothing but a GCR.io input output. Then I have to give my app version. So simply I can give it into my path of the hello path, hello app colon, I need to give tag like 1.0. So once I need to do that, then deployment is created. Deployment is created like hello app is created successfully, but I need to expose my hello app because till now I haven't given any kind of a YAML file of my particular, YAML file of this particular application here. For that, I would like to expose my hello app along with my port name like 8080 and my target port name also 8080 is the default port name basically. So I'm just going to open editor. My open editor is trying to connect. Yeah, I'm just minimizing everything here. So go to file, go to new file here. I'm creating one YAML file of my application basically. So because here I'm not copying any kind of a YAML file directly, I'm creating because this is a different scenario, right? You might be, use this kind of a YAML files in your projects here. So give some hello ingress You can give any name, it's not at all a problem. So just click on OK. So once your YAML file is ready, then you have to give your YAML file. So I have taken from the internet because this is a sample YAML file of Hello World. If you see here API version with some kind of a version they have mentioned in the application developers. This is the ingress kind of, the kind is metadata is hello app ingress, and this is the notations basically. Because related engineers, you know to bother about that because my main aim is only this path. Rest of the things, everything will give it by application team only, right? 1 second, guys. Request access to be missing from some. Okay. So my main aim is this path because in the same cluster I need to segregate my path like hello, like my folders need segregate just some other different. Same here also in my ingress ML file. I would like to segregate my path along with my service name, this port information. Rest of the code, my application team will give it to us. Don't bother about that. So you have to mention only path along with your service name and service port here. So go to file and save it here. So once you save it here, then again go back to your terminal. Sorry. Let me go to my terminal. Oh, sorry, the session is disconnected. Today is data center is a bit slow actually, so that is why it's taking some extra time to activate my shell. Okay, so just check that command. Let me clear my screen. G container project ID parts. Again, I'm executing the same commands here. Let's start about create my deployment. Okay, it's already existed. Fine. Then I can execute my new YAML file, which I recently created here. So the command for deployment of this is kubectl space kubectl space apply space -f. Forcefully I'm applying hello ingress the YAML file name whatever I have just created. Okay, so just try to the path of hello usage does not exist. I don't think so. The file is not saved. No problem. I will create it here itself. Otherwise, I will create one more tab. Sorry for that. The file is not saved actually, so maybe seems like that. But here it is showing 1 second. I'm checking that. Here is my file. C sample. The file is not showing. PWD. I am currently under Kubernetes engine samples. Okay. CD flow. CD. This is for different scenario. I can create one more time here. Hello, I find ingress.yaml. Okay, let me do one more time, copy paste here. I don't know where the file went. So the same thing I have copied here. So colon WQ, then I am saving my file here. So let me check my file is there or not. Now the file is available. This is my YAML file where I am about to deploy my first application. So let me clear that. So let me execute the same command. So I'm trying to apply my application. So my ingress hello app ingress is created now here by using of apply kubectl space apply space minus f here. Then let's go to my again URL here. Then I need to check my load external IP. Let me check that. So kubectl space get space service space minus n and my ingress. What is ingress name here? Can anybody guess what is my ingress name here? Oh my god. English name. What is my Nginx name here, guys?
Hello.
That's the application name, right? So I have given Nginx name here. Okay. Ingress space hyphen njnx. So this is my Nginx name here. So from here only I'm taking my external IP and I'm just copying it here. Then I will give it. So after that, once my 404 is there, then forward slash I need to give my path here. So nginx 503 temporarily unavailable. We can do troubleshoot here. Why it's giving 503 here. So I have given proper name only, right? Hello. Hello. Let me go there to my application code. What is the name? Hello path only. Okay. Seems like still my Nginx is provisioning. So we can wait for 2 minutes because it is provisioning now. Once it is done, we can try to run it again one more time because it is showing still 503. From 404 to it is showing now 503 in the sense provisioning is still happening. So just wait for some time. In the meanwhile, we can do second app as well because it will take some time, right? So in the meanwhile, we can do second app as well. So just create one more file and try to take your second application data. So the second file name is here. You can use some app name here. I'm giving like this .yaml file. So I just open one empty file here. I'm just trying to copy the second application YAML file data. Then I would like to create my deployment as well because it's taking some time. So in the meanwhile, I can complete this as well. I'm simply copy and paste. And oh, sorry, this is same application, right? Yeah, no problem. Version is different. So simply save your data and you can try to run second YAML file. So the second application YAML file is where I find English.yaml file. So once I done, then English network hello app English is configured, right? So I would like to deploy my this thing as well. So just try to deploy. Just try to run one more time. It's unchained, perfect. So just try to check my URL here. Still it is positioning or not. Oh my god, still it's not positioning. Let me check my second app. Where am I? Forever. Seems like I have given same data. So let me remove this. I have given same app with different version. Let me give another app here. This is the somewhere I kept my second lab. Yeah, this data. The same app I have given, that is why it is giving unchanged. So let me add this particular one. I would like to save this app YAML file. Then again, I need to apply my manifesto file here. Since it's created, then let's go try to check. Yeah, at least 503 is coming. At least fine because it is also provisioning now. So it will take some time to coming our application here. But if you see my NGINX status of my services, let's say, let me clear my thing here. So we have successfully created two applications in the same Nginx controller and it is configured as well. If you see, it is showing now 503 at least. For the 503 means just service is temporarily not available, but we are not getting 404 basically. So the provisioning, the backend objects provisioning will take some time, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes also, because a couple of application provisioning obviously will take some time basically, right? That is why we can wait for some time or we can keep on refresh your browser here. So most probably it will take 5 to 10 minutes, but at least first application would come. Let's check. No, my Nginx is still provisioning of two applications basically. So we can wait for some time. Yeah, in the meanwhile, we can start next topic then. And in the middle of the topic, again, I can come back to here. Okay, because I don't want to waste your time. So this kind of a thing in the Kubernetes, we do kind of a application deployments we can do in the lifetime. You might be deploy 4 or 5 applications as well, depends on situation and customer expectations here. So let me open my board. So in the lifetime, what happened, when you are doing deployments basically. So this kind of a deployment, since yesterday we are doing deployments, right? So you might get a chance like, scheduled deployments, like scheduled deployments. What is up here GCP Cloud Engineer role is, this type of deployments we are keep on getting from the customer and business end basically. So if it is a non-prod environments, from Monday to Friday, you can do anytime for non-prod environments. Is not non-prod environment. We have two types of deployments, right? Not two types of, basically non-prod environments and prod environments. So non-prod environments, we don't have any kind of a scheduled deployment because those are the lower level environments basically. But when we are deployments happening in the production, it's a scheduling thing. So most probably majority of the organizations, they will follow in Saturday or Sundays only, because Saturday Sunday business is very less, right? Majority of the organizations, majority of the customers, the less business will happen at Saturday Sunday. Of course, some organizations Saturday Sunday also they have huge business as well, but according to the your customers timings, they will give some kind of a timings. They have maintained some kind of a timings. From that, where we have to plan the scheduled deployments as well. So for non-production, from Monday to Friday, you can take it anytime basically, like morning or afternoon or midnight, according to your shift, they will plan you. So like that, you have to do deployment similarly, whatever yesterday we are doing right now. But from the scratch level, already setup is there. You're simply doing the deployment. That is different case. What happened if you start from the scratch level? What is the scratch level? From cluster creation onwards till deployment, right? Yesterday and day before yesterday, from cluster creation onwards till deployment, this is calling from scratch to deployment basically. So what is the plan? How you would like to plan, create it? You have to create first plan, implementation plan. Implementation plan you have to prepare. As a cloud engineer, you have to prepare the implementation plan here. Implementation plan here in the sense, how you are going to create the cluster. You have to write all steps. Then how you are going to deployment, you have to write all steps along with technical explanation, along with technical commands as well. Each and everything you have to write. What is the procedure you are following in order to make this cluster, along with deployments as well. You have to write, or you have to prepare one documentation. This documentation is validated by your lead first, then your architect, cloud architect, then supply chain management team. This is one time task basically, because when you're creating the scratch level, this is a one-time task basically. So once your documentation is reviewed and verified, then it will publish into wiki pages. So every company, they're maintaining some kind of a Confluence or wiki pages. They will give the link here, the wiki pages link. Then once you verified and approved by the respective leads or management team, you have to upload your documentation into your wiki pages. So once you publish it, then you can start your regular deployments basically. This is only for scratch level. Okay. Already when you join in the project, already someone has done already this, you don't need to do this again, because already documentation is there, cluster is there. But when you join in the project, if it is a scratch level project, then you have to follow this kind of a process. It's not technical, but process I'm telling, because you don't know the process, right? So if you don't know, directly blindly join in the company, it is very difficult to understand. So that is why I'm explaining the process also here. So this kind of things we have to follow, but maybe You might have a team as well. You will take it help from team members as well who are already there, already aligned with the projects. You can take a help from them as well. For production deployment, there is no timing because according to the business request, you can do it anytime. Of course, approval and process is the same for any kind of environment. Approval process, sign off process is common for any kind of environment basically. So once coming to the deployment process here, I would like to tell here because this task is maybe you will get regular basis in your organizations once you get a job. So how we can do the deployment procedure, because deployments are most important. So that's why I'm stressing here. So once you get the approval, everything is ready, cluster is ready, deployment is ready, documentation is ready, everything is ready. How you are going to do the deployments first? Okay, just assume that I am a cloud engineer. So I have today, just assume that I have scheduled deployments like Saturday. So there is a time schedule like 2 p.m. IST. Okay, 2 p.m. IST. All prerequisites are done. All prerequisites are done. What are the prerequisites? Cluster setup is there, documentation is there. I have raised the CR as well. CR means change request. All are given the approvals, means my architect lead and supply chain manager given all kind of a sign-offs. Then I am sitting in my laptop here. So how we can start the deployments in the sense? First point is you have to send email to stakeholders. Stakeholders are nothing but it could be business people, it could be customer people. Okay, so you have to first send email notification to stakeholders before starting the deployment. What you have to send email notification? See, we are initiating the deployment as per the schedule. So this is noticing that we would like to initiate this kind of a email notification, and we'll let you know, keep on updating you, like based on the deployment status. So first, majority of the people, they will forget to send the email notifications directly. They will do deployment. After that, majority of the people will send the notification. No, the best process is first you have to send email notifications to stockholders. Then you have to create one group in your teams, your team meetings, right? Anything, you might be have team meetings, you might be have Google meetings, because in the organizational basis you might be have different communication channels, right? So you might be use team meeting, you might be use Google Meet or Skypes. A lot of tools are there. So but majority of the things, team meetings are 80 to 90%. Majority of the organizations nowadays, they are using team meetings. But team meeting is nothing but it's kind of a charting, guys. So let's say I will show you if it is available in my machine. Yeah, Microsoft Teams. So this Microsoft Team basically, it's kind of an internal chart within your organization in order to establish the communication. అంటే మనం within మనం ఇప్పుడు వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేస్తామో ఫ్రెండ్స్ గ్రూప్స్ అవన్నీ చాట్ చేసుకోవడానికి, because the communication in the organizations also, as a part of the communication, you might use this kind of tools. In this case, majority of the people will use the team meetings basically. So in the team meetings, you might see all kind of your stakeholders emails and your colleagues emails everywhere, and simply you can ping them and you can chat it here without calling to directly. So that kind of group you have to create, because whoever applicable for this deployment, all people should be joining this meeting. It could be network engineering team, it could be storage team, it could be cloud engineering team, it could be team, because anything happen in the deployment, all together have to fix the issue. So to prevent such a kind of situation, we need to bring back all together. So before this deployment also, already we have sent email notification to stakeholders. So definitely whoever applicable people will join into your deployment group here. The second party is this. Then third, you can start your deployment there. How we can start it? Simply, you can log in into whatever you have written the steps. So simply you can join into your Kubernetes engine here. So once you join, go to the process you know very well, because since 2 days we are doing the same here, right? Similar kind of a different scenarios. So just connect it here and try to execute all commands, whatever you have, make it into documentation. means as a part of the deployments and everything, we have to follow in the same steps. Don't use any kind of your own steps. So don't change any kind of a process here. Whatever you have written in the documentation, same sequence steps you have to follow. Don't use your own. Some people, what happen, when you're using one command, maybe they might see in the different in Google or somewhere, they can use the different command for the same operation. No, whatever you have mentioned in the documentation, you have to follow, especially in the context of deployment. If you want to do POC or any kind of a small kind of a investigation, you can use anything. But when you are doing production deployment, please make sure whatever you have mention the documentation and sign off by the respective people, the same steps you have to follow. Why? In the sense, if you're using some other command, maybe it will give same output, but if something is wrong, people will ask you, why did you use this command? If this command is not mentioned in the documentation, but why did you use it? So these questions will come to the picture, because production is a very sensitive matter, right? Production deployments are very sensitive. So if something wrong, all people will pointing to you, all fingers will pointing to you only, the people who are doing the deployments here. So that is why whatever you have mentioned in the documentation procedure, we just follow the all commands. If it is success, good. If it is not success, then you have to roll back. Only 2 steps. These rollback steps also you have to mention in your documentation again. Because every time don't expect the success only, because we don't know, right? Even though we take all precautions, sometimes many times will deployment failure also. I saw many times, right? Maybe people are seeing many times. Always don't expect the happy scenario. Sometimes we'll get the hard scenario as well. So that's why we need to have rollback mechanism in the worst case. If deployment is failure, what is the second step? So I need to roll back there. If deployment is success, again you have to send notification. Sorry, success or failure doesn't matter. Again you have to send email notification to your stakeholders, even though it is success, even though it is failure, because communication is the most important. As an engineer, majority of the people will do good work, but they won't concentrate on the communication towards emailing. Because if it is success, who knows, if you are not sending any kind of a communication with stakeholders, how they knows that deployment is happened successful or failure? Doesn't matter the success or failure. If it is success, they need to check it, right? The application is proper running or not. This is the checking. I'm checking right now, right? I'm checking right now, but still it is giving some 503 error. So similar way, application team also will check it. Once your deployment is ready, I need to give this endpoint to them in the email or in the documentation. So they have to check it by stakeholders. These applications are using by the stakeholders and users basically. So we have to send email notification to them. Then if it is success, okay, then they will check and verify like how I am doing here. Then they will give the confirmation over the email. If it is fail, then also you have to send email notification. Our scheduled deployment is failure because of some XYZ reason. So we are rolling back our version of working application version. Then later we can do root cause analysis. So just switch to rollback. Yesterday I shows you how we can do rollback, right? So simply you can use similar kind of a couple of steps or couple of commands. Then simply you can switch your route to your previous working version. Then you have to work on it. So once it is done, just say success, everybody will give claps and everything. But just assume that if it is failure, what happened? Again, all together will come to this team meeting. So they will schedule a call basically. So there are a lot of reasons, maybe a configuration problem or application side problem or different reasons. So that is why in this team call, all together, like all team members will come to the picture, right? So as per the discussions, as per the troubleshooting, first of all, from your side, you have to check only 2 things. One is infrastructure is ready or infrastructure is properly working or not. The first point is from your end, only 2 points you have to check. One is your cluster is up and running during that time. And second thing, the YAML file properly provisioning or not. These two you have to check from your side. If you give proof of these two, you are good. Means something wrong from other side. So these two, we have to check that in the same team call. We have to tell that my cluster is health is good, my service means application only. So my application, don't say YAML file because YAML is in our language, because some technical words will not understand by stakeholders. Please make sure when you are communicating with stakeholders, please try to use functional words, not the technical words, because customer doesn't know what is YAML. Simple point. Okay, they don't know. Maybe some people they might be knowing the call, but few people they don't know much technical words, so they simply ask you what is YAML. So such a kind of a drama also will happen. So okay, try to use functional words. So my cluster up and running means they will understand, means infrastructure is fine. Second thing, my app configuration ready. You can say like that. Don't say my YAML file is properly. Don't say like that. Okay. When you are dealing with your technical people, you can use this kind of a tech. But you are dealing with functional people, stakeholders. Try to use functional words. Okay. So my app configurations are perfectly done. So from my end, both are good. If it is not good, then you have to troubleshoot it. Let's say my cluster is not healthy. If I'm going here, just go to there. So my cluster is not showing green, it is showing red here. So simply click on that, go to your logs, and simply go to your logs here. Once you learn, so everything it will print it here. If it is not green, something here it will show you in the orange color. Orange, I think it's orange color only. Yeah. Now I don't see any errors, so that is why I'm saying all are normal. But if you see any kind of a, where it is in the details, it is showing not green, it is showing some orange kind of a warning or something else. You have to log in into your cluster and go to your logs, and you have to see the logs here. From the logs, definitely you will see something wrong. So based on the investigation or logs investigation, so you have to identify. If you don't know also, your team members will help you, like lead people. When you're doing deployments, definitely one senior guy will, shadowly will follow you. Means he or she will shadowly behind you when you're doing the deployments. Once you're strong on the deployments, no problem, you can individually you can do that. But when doing the first time, or when you're doing in the starting time in the project, so definitely one senior engineer or senior cloud engineer or any lead will shadow you as a behind of. So once you're checking the logs, then simply you might get some errors. So based on the errors, based on the experience, you will get all kind of a troubleshooting kind of a skills. Basically troubleshooting skills are most important. So that's why don't expect always happy path. Just when you are doing lab, just try to do failure paths, because if you do failures now, you will get more skills, like in terms of troubleshooting skills. Because always happy path is not good at the time of you are doing practices. Okay, don't expect in the production. So like that way, you have to check that if we have any kind of a failure scenario. If it is success scenario, nothing will, they just ask to the stakeholders and check their applications basically. So those applications will up and running as expected. They will give confirmation towards email. So once you got the confirmation from the stakeholders as a sign off, those are calling as a sign off, then your deployment is successfully done. Okay, your deployment is successfully done. Still your work is not over. Majority of the people, what happened, if once they get the confirmation over the email, they will simply log off your laptop and they will went for their activities. No, the last time is you have to close your CR. Majority of the, even the experienced people will forget this last step. You have to close your CR ticket, because for this deployment, I told you, right, we have to create one CR, change request ticket, in the service now. Different tools people are using. According to this particular tool, you have to close that CR. Once you started, you have to put the status like in progress. Once you started the deployments, you have to put the status in progress. Once it is completed, the status has to be closed. Why? Because if you didn't close this ticket within timeline, they have given might be 1 hour or 2 hours, right? If you forget, then supply chain management will catch you. Supply chain management will catch you, because this is the process. If you are not close the ticket within timeline, the ticket will route to escalation. Even though you did proper deployment, even though you did proper successful deployment, doesn't matter. You have to close the ticket. Even the failure also, you have to you have to close the ticket with failure. Deployment is, the status should be not closed, cancelled, because deployment is failure. You put description like that, and you have to close that. So majority of the people till here, they will do everything, and end of the day they will forget to close the ticket. After 2 hours, definitely the ticket will do escalation to your manager and your higher management. So simply they will ask you that, because this is the procedure. I told you, right? Controlling and procedure is most important in the organization, not simply doing by the work. Work anybody can do, task anybody can do, but you have to follow the procedure. Procedure and functionality is also most important. So the last, once you done, log into your ServiceNow tool or any tool, whatever customer is using, go to your ticket, close your ticket, and again you have to send email notification to stakeholder. The respective CR is closed successfully. Simply line. The respective CR means change request is successfully completed. Hence, we are closing the ticket. Then you claps and you go, and I can enjoy. So that is the main starting to ending procedure of how you have to do deployments and everything. These are the most important procedure. Okay, apart from your technical skills. So that is why I just again one more time here, because this activity you might get keep on in your regular organizations, because deployments are common basically. So that is the thing. Where is my application? What happened, guys? Is it up or not? It's very too much. I think so. I need to restart one more time. Final thing is still is a provisioning state only. Nothing is wrong here. Let's wait. Sometimes it will kill our time if your time is bad. Yeah, all are green only, so nothing worry. We have to wait for that. My image is also stored here. From the logs also, there is no red or green. So still, I think so it's provisioning. It's updating system cube scheduler. Yeah, everything is happening. No problem. Sometimes it will take some time. So we have to wait for that. Because if you give 500 error, if you see instead of 503, if you give 500 error, definitely something wrong in your cluster. 500 error in the sense your Nginx or your server is not available. So if you see 503 is temporarily not available, means since provisioning is in progress, so definitely it will come up. So once you've done this kind of a setups, the last point is last session, last kind of a discussion point is monitoring. Monitoring. Of course, it's a functional but important. So see, your cluster is ready, service app is ready, deployment is successful, you have successfully executed the task, scheduled jobs, everything is ready. But still, once your deployment is happened, even though you closed your laptop, you have to inform monitoring team. We have a dedicated monitoring team, guys. In many organizations, we have a dedicated monitoring team. But in the big organizations, we have a dedicated monitoring team. But in a small or startup kind of organizations, that part also you have to take care. After deployment, that part also you have to take care. So at least you have to monitor for 2 hours after successful deployment. Even though everything is done, you have to monitor. Means I told you, right, it depends on your organization. In the small organizations, they might ask you, you have to cover that part as well, even though you are technical, but still you have to monitor as well. That part you have to take care of it. But in the big organizations like MNC level 3 or 5, 4, then they do have dedicated monitoring team. So simply after deployment, successful deployment is there, simply you send mail to monitoring team for monitoring at least minimum 2 hours and maximum 4 hours. If something is wrong, again, we have a chance to roll back my deployments, because if any change, any deployments happen, we are using different applications. So definitely it shouldn't impact anything. That is our major concern here, major challenging here. So that is why this kind of a precautions we have to take care after deployment and before deployment. If something wrong will impact into different applications, so it's a global impact where customer will lose their business. So that is why production deployments are very sensitive, like kind of a small baby. So we have to take care of everything. So that is why after monitoring, we have to monitor, or your monitoring team have to monitor 2 hours minimum and 4 hours maximum. If everything is green, everything is healthy, everything is smooth, then the weekend deployment is, finished. Then you can take a holiday on Monday, right? Because you are doing Saturday, right? You might be doing Saturday Sunday deployments. The same working day, you can take a leave on Monday or next week, according to your team planning, according to your organization leave plans. You have to take it one kind of leave, because you are doing weekend deployments, because you are working on a weekends, which is not non-working day basically, right? Then you can take it as a leave from next week, like from Monday to Friday. You can take anytime. You can just coordinate with your manager, then you can take a leave. So like that, these are the end-to-end deployments. Of course, not only with GKE, any kind of deployments basically. Because because we have done a lot of deployments since last time, right? But I would like to cover this part, end of our kind of a main Kubernetes, because after Kubernetes, we don't have any kind of services where we can do deployments, because we have done App Engine, we have done Cloud Functions, we have done Cloud Run, and now we are a GKE. These four are most important as a part of the your deployments basically. Of course, in the CI/CD also we have a deployments again, but again we are using the same this only, right? So the process is same. It's not different by CI/CD. Simply we are doing the automate from there, but deployment procedure is the same here. So this is the overall what about my application. Oh my God. No problem. I will take care of it this later. I will give the endpoint after some time. Once it is up, I will give the endpoint of that. Then I can give it to you over the chat or over the WhatsApp also. I can give it to you. Not at all a problem. Then you can try to test it. Like you are just assume that you are a stakeholder. So you have to test it and just let me know the result. And that's it guys for today, because today I need to close a bit earlier, 10 minutes, because I have some production meeting today in my organization. That is 11:15, so I need to have some breakfast, then I need to attend there, because the major change in this weekend, so I need to there in the promptly. So today I would like to close prior 10 minutes. So tomorrow I will come up with maybe I will check in the Kubernetes still we have anything where we can do practical. If not, I will go with the another topic. So I will scan all Kubernetes kind of labs. I will check if I missed anything. I will come up back by tomorrow. Otherwise, I will come up with the new kind of a topic. So that's it for today. Any questions so far? Okay, guys. Thank you and have a nice day.